You know, I really like the color red.
The communist is here.
Hi, audience.
Hi, audience.
Hi, audience. Hi, audience. Hi, audience. This.
This.
Alright, so I got my brother here, and as the intro said, he's a communist. Well, sort of.
Socialist, let's just call it that.
A socialist. Why are you a socialist? Let's say what socialism is. Compared to communism, what's the difference?
Well, socialism is just like a phrase of, a mixture of free market and the, strict command market that communism holds.
So like capitalism
It gives you freedom in some market parts. For example, the government can own all food production so that everyone can get a fair amount of food, but at the same time, everyone can do free market on entertainment.
Okay.
Something like that.
Alright, so what type of socialist are you then? If it's like a mixture of the two, which ones do you think the government should?
Very close to communism itself.
Close.
So very strict.
So
very
you're
strict.
more on that side.
Socialist side.
And
So I believe
do you think
everyone should have a chance on having the same life, or at least have a chance on reaching.
So everybody should be equal.
Yes.
So you got that much in communism. Do you think that the businesses should be owned by the government?
I just think of it, yeah, but by not like a monopoly but more like a trust system, where everything has their own names, titles, and businesses, but at the same time they're all owned by the same management.
Or at least they're very heavily
conducted by the same
management. Very heavily restricted.
So that makes sure that no business can stomp on the other one.
Yeah.
At the same time, everyone still can get a fair price for what they're buying.
So like what America does with its food products, how it doesn't make milk or anything like that cost too much, except for everything.
Yeah, all food should be lowered
Yeah,
price.
food, but like the government controls all the businesses like we do in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I see you got Vladimir Lenin.
Yeah.
That you can show to you can move a little closer with it.
It's right there.
That is Vladimir Lenin.
From Russia.
If you don't know.
I did not buy this from a souvenir store anywhere around here.
Good friend of yours.
I got it from a good friend who just came home from Russia.
Okay.
Pretty awesome.
And so why are you wearing that?
Well,
Tell
personally,
the people who he is, I suppose.
Vladimir Lenin is a guy who was kicked out of his home country several times for what he believed in, and he was only kicked out because the rich knew that he was trouble. He only supported the poor, the starving. So he continued doing that and was continued kicked out, but eventually he got the masses to listen and actually act on bringing down the czars, or the kings of Russia. Right. Bringing down the dictator.
So a good guy.
Yeah.
But he made communism.
Yeah, well...
He made up the theory, the philosophy.
He that was Marx. Karl Marx. He put a act to the idea.
He did something with it.
He made what it could be.
Okay, then. Where did it go wrong?
Stalin.
Right.
Stalin.
The big guy, big mustache.
Yeah, Mr. Mario.
Right.
He's
how did it go wrong? What makes you think that what you want to happen, not...
Well, you see, his idea was to give everyone an equal chance of survival and give everyone what they needed to survive. Stalin, on the other hand, wanted to gather everything up and make everyone equally starving and poor. Kind of like with the czars, but with absolutely no chance of being successful unless you're supporting his cause of a military conquering the world. So, after Lenin died, Stalin just kind of made it into a military faction.
It was the military, that's the problem.
That's all he worried about.
Guns and things.
Yeah, and
that's the problem, I suppose.
He cared about for the people's survival. Stalin did not.
Okay.
And second, Stalin took over.
That's not good.
Yeah. Trotsky, Vladimir's right-hand man, he ran. He was gone. He was gone. Second Stalin took over.
Geez.
And just a few years after Stalin was gone, he was assassinated in Mexico.
They hunted him down to Mexico?
To Mexico. Across the world, hunting this
ridiculous.
guy.
Like they sent an assassin?
I don't know. He was just found dead.
Okay. That's interesting.
There might be details on it later, but I didn't find any, so sorry.
All right, so you got Karl Marx wrote what was it called?
The Communism Manifesto, which
Communism
explains a
Manifesto.
good deal of capitalism and communism without being violent on either side.
And then a couple years later, how many years later? A bunch, I suppose.
Karl Marx came way before Lenin.
Okay. And then Lenin came, said the king and queen are bad. Don't want them. Gotta rebels together. I mean, people were starving, right?
Like nearly every single worker in every single city.
Everybody went against them.
Yeah.
Took them over, made communism. And then it went bad when Lenin randomly died.
Died at a young age. Peacefully.
Right. Okay. So he died in his sleep at like, what, 40? 50?
He died at a very young age,
Okay.
yeah.
And then
For a
then
revolution.
Trotsky ran away. He ended up dead, and Stalin took control. And there you go. That's where the USSR comes in, and that's all the gibberish.
And that's a lost.
And then you got the Red Scare, and we all know that, right? So
and that's just
so
America.
what are your problems with capitalism?
Well,
why do you like
personally-
communism so much?
Personally, I just don't like the idea. Well, we don't live in a society where survival of the fittest isn't it's not what we need anymore.
Right.
We are civilized enough to be able to support each other and have the strong care for the weak, because we're not animals anymore. We don't need to act like animals anymore. So why should we still run on their philosophy?
Run by what nature dictates, which is actually something. I don't remember his name. The guy who talked about talked about capitalism the same way Karl Marx talked about communism, actually said it's the natural order of things.
Yeah.
So it is. I mean, you look in nature, that's how things run. So you don't think that should be human anymore.
We are better than that, so we shouldn't act like that. And
But don't you think that since it's natural, people are always going to be greedy?
That is
People
true.
are always going to want more, want to achieve, or even not even just greedy.
Well, think about it. If you want to be more, you can be that strong one sharing with the weak. You can be the great government that's distributing things equally with the people.
But doesn't everyone get paid the same?
But you're not. No.
Communist?
That was Stalin's plan. You see, the idea I have is that if you're doing your work, you get paid. But everyone works for the government, meaning that's the only business to pay for. If you're not doing your work, then you don't get paid.
What about picking my job?
You can pick your job. It's free school. You just go on a school path, and whatever path you're studying is a job that you'll generally be asked to do.
This is why you don't call yourself a straight communist. You call yourself a socialist.
Yeah, because
it's kind of a little
it
bit...
gives you free choice, but at the same time, you're all working for the same person. The government, the people.
Right. What was I going to say? There's something else.
Because the government's made of the people.
Right.
So don't forget that.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. What if there's... Well, if you get to pick your own thing, what if there are just, too many? Because the thing that dictates...
That's true.
The thing that dictates it in America is, it gives me a lot of money to become a doctor, and then people drop out because it's too hard. Or something like that. Or people won't hire them. And that's capitalism. But how does it work in communism?
Well, the idea that I was thinking of is that, if there's too much in one, then you simply broadcast that around and say what is available and what jobs people can focus on, because those are the ones that they will be able to get a certain hiring for, other than getting a cheap job that, doesn't really need any learning other than what you do right on the field.
Okay.
Such as a McDonald's or something. But that wouldn't really exist. It would be more just one market where it sells food in general.
Okay.
Think of one Kroger that's just everywhere. That's all you have to worry about.
I could see that. Okay. Well, that's a good wrap up of communism and your beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
We're running out of time here, so folks got to go back to their other YouTube channels.
Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thanks.
And I'm happy.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah,
Yep.
no problem.
Yep, and thanks for watching. Subscribe to When You Want to Cry below, and look for my more videos above.
Oh, and if you have any other cool ideas of what you think communism could be better with, but at the same time not being insulting against what I believe in, please comment that. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Comment below too.
All right.
So thanks for watching. Peace.